Hello, this is Eve, Tanwarat Suratichaikun. Today I would like to talk about something very interesting for my podcast. Today I would like to talk with you about how to negotiate effectively. There are 7 growth mindsets that I have learned from a class that is very beneficial and I would like to share with you. The first one is if you don't ask, you don't get. The meaning of it is very direct. If you don't ask for anything, you cannot get that thing. For example, if you go to the market and if you want to ask for the discount for the shirt you want to buy, but then you have no courage to ask, then you cannot get the discount. But if you ask for the discount, like can you discount for like 10 baht, 20 baht, of course you can get or you cannot get. But if you don't ask anything, you cannot get it at all. The second point is anything is possible. This point can be linked back to the first point. If you don't ask, you don't get. For this point, if you don't ask, you don't get. If you ask, if you talk, you can get it. Anything is possible. But if you don't ask, if you don't talk, anything cannot be possible. For example, when I was in university, I wanted to graduate within 3 years. So I asked my agents and the office of registration, and I could graduate within 3 years with full credits. So if you don't ask, you don't get. If you ask, if you talk, anything can be possible. The third point is there is no rule. What does it mean by there is no rule? For negotiation, anything can possible, as I said in point number 2. So there is no rule for negotiation. You can say anything. You can point out anything. You can stretch anything that you can see, you can realize, you can provide information of. So there is no rule. The fourth point, this point is also important. When you negotiate with someone, don't talk to that person, but talk to his or her subconscious mind. Some of you might be curious whether talking with someone's subconscious mind is possible. I would like to say that it is possible. For example, you can say something like, one of the things you will love. This implies that you will love. I mean, a person you are talking to will love it. And it will be one of many things that that person will love. So just basically say something like that to manipulate their mind. And another example, you can say something like ask to consider, which implies that the person you're talking to are already thinking this over and over again, and will ensure that the words which follows are integrated on a much deeper level. You can also say something like, imagine how you blah blah blah, imagine yourself blah blah blah. This is a great one to get the receiver creating their own mental image of how whatever it is we are going to sell or we are going to negotiate will benefit them and help their dreams come true. I think this is very useful for a salesperson. You can say something like, imagine how you can sleep on a bed that is very, very soft, like you are lying on the cotton, something like that. The next point I would like to talk to is always advantages. What I mean by always advantages is not only us getting advantages, but they are also getting advantages as well. I mean, the person we are talking to and the person we are negotiating with need to get advantages from what we are negotiating. The sixth point is to be energetic calm. What is that? You have to be energetic and be calm at the same time to be a good negotiator. You have to be active talking. You cannot be passive talking. You need to talk with a receiver with energy. Also, be calm at the same time. For example, when they talk back or when you have a question or when they are curious about your point or what you are talking about, you need to be very calm and explain it carefully, but at the same time, be active talking. The last point is negotiation is not a weakness, it is a power. Please be remembered that talking and asking, as I said in point 1 and point 2, making anything possible. In our daily lives, of course, we are negotiating all the time. If we don't talk, if we don't ask, we cannot get anything. It seems like we have no power at all. For example, if you go to the grocery stores or if you go to your workplace, of course, you are starting to negotiate with someone. It's everywhere. So by talking, by asking, you will have power. You will be powerful. You will become powerful in your ways. So don't misunderstand that negotiation is a weakness. No, it's a power. Thank you for listening to my podcast. See you again later.